Hello, my name is Brady Noski.
And I'm Austin Morales, and you're watching the Inner Gamer On, but not just any Inner Gamer On. It's a very special Inner Gamer On.
Every year, we present our Game of the Year awards covering 15 categories to give recognition to the best games from 2020. In this video, we talk about our biggest surprises and disappointments from 2020, everything from botched launches to lawsuits. COVID wasn't the only thing in the news. Check out our link in the description below to listen to episode 301 with our full Game of the Year awards. Let's dive on into the biggest disappointments and surprises of 2020.
And if you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and bang that bell, because you know you want to. Do it for the goatee.
So this is where we get to the interesting ones. You have two more categories left before we get to, or actually three more categories left before we get to the final one. We have biggest surprise, which is the best surprise news announcement, event, or game from the year. And I'm going to read these off because they are specific. Biggest surprise, Microsoft buys Bethesda, AOC, also known as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and other celebrities stream Among Us. Phasmophobia becomes a surprise hit on Twitch. Epic Games takes on Apple. Ghost of Tsushima releases free expansion randomly called Legends. COVID-19 doesn't kill the gaming industry, or Fall Guys becomes a smash hit. So, Austin, what is your biggest surprise of the year?
Man, I had to look at these and think back. What did I think? Because so much shit happened last year, obviously. And so my original was going to be Phasmophobia becomes a surprise hit on Twitch. And I was like, that was awesome, but not the greatest. And then I was like, Epic takes on Apple. Like, that was huge. But I was like, that's just normal day-to-day shit for big corporations. And then I was like, well, maybe COVID-19 doesn't kill the gaming industry. But I was like, I kind of feel like it wasn't going to happen because, enough games are coming out that was like, obviously it's not going to happen. But the one thing that really took the cake was Microsoft buying Bethesda. Like, holy shit. I remember when I heard about that. Yeah, my mind exploded. That was crazy. And we cover that in depth for a few podcasts.
Show do.
Yeah. Jason?
I think it's Ghost of Tsushima, even though I'm very biased on it.
Yeah.
You know, I love Ghost of Tsushima, but them randomly dropping that multiplayer, I don't care about the rest of it. COVID-19 and all that bullshit. It doesn't exist. No, I'm joking. But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, them dropping that multiplayer, it was very unexpected in my eyes. Like, I wasn't expecting anything like that. I thought the game was done and over with, and them dropping that, and it's very well done. It does get repetitive, and then we did the raid, and I felt like I don't know Ghost of Tsushima that much. Whenever I play the raid, I was just like, it's fucking hard. But yes, I feel like that was the biggest surprise to me.
Yeah. It's a good one. Mine was Microsoft buying Bethesda. Also, like Austin said, that was a huge, there was a lot of just like crazy news that came out this year, but Microsoft buying the Bethesda is the one that I feel like is going to have the biggest impact on gaming in the future. COVID obviously is a huge piece of everything, but like we've already seen earlier than I expected, the effects of Microsoft buying Bethesda. You can play Skyrim on Game Pass right now. You can play Doom Eternal on Game Pass. That's huge. Like, I can play Doom Eternal for $5 or $10 a month, like as part of like a shit ton of other games that are there.
Yeah.
And then we didn't talk about the news, but there's a rumor that Ubisoft's Uplay subscription is coming to Game Pass as well next year for this year. So they already have EA Play integrated into
now
it.
they're gonna have
Ubisoft. They already have Bethesda now. They're basically Microsoft is buying up the entire gaming industry.
They're fucking Disney now.
They're fucking Disney. Yes, they're literally fucking Disney.
Damn.
They're like,
Dude,
screw you, Disney. We're going out.
It sounds like they're taking on Steam, if you ask me, but that's a whole other topic for a different discussion.
Oh, yeah.
But like, it's huge. And like, they've already, we know that basically every future Bethesda game that comes out is going to be day one on Game Pass, which is awesome to think about. Cause like, I don't ever have to spend $60 to get Fallout 76 ever again. That's awesome. Like,
yeah, that's right.
Are you planning on spending any money on Fallout 76?
I did, and then all I got was that freaking helmet back there. That's about
right.
it. Actually, no, I didn't. Wait, no,
we spent over $100.
What did you get from it?
Actually, I think we spent like $200 on that.
We
What
spent
the
a
fuck's
lot.
wrong with you guys?
Dude, I have no
It's
idea.
it's a special edition.
It sounded amazing.
Special edition. I need it.
Hey, we have a fetus over there that was from a special edition. It's awesome for this stream.
Hey,
Yeah. What are you gonna say?
Yeah. All right.
Fucking what do I call him? Basic bitch Bob. You
That's
have
right.
him
Yeah.
over here.
Hey. Okay, Mr. White Claw.
Yeah, I'm empty.
Anyway. All right. So biggest surprise for the community is a 2-way tie between Phasmophobia becoming a surprise hit on Twitch and COVID-19 not killing the gaming industry. So
Hey,
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Phasmophobia is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Scary as shit, but it's good.
How would you know you don't have a piece?
Fuck off.
All right, biggest disappointment, everybody. This biggest disappointment.
Oh, boy.
Goes. I know we're getting there. Biggest disappointment is the category that is reserved for most disappointing news announcement, event, or game from the year. Austin, what say you?
All these are actually really good, and I
actually,
think they're all.
Wait, sorry. Before you say it, let me read them.
Yeah,
because
yeah, go ahead.
these are like things that people don't know yet. So biggest disappointment in this list is Cyberpunk 2077 gets delayed, releases poorly. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X have botched pre-order launches. Halo Infinite gets delayed, lots of delays. Nintendo's war on fans, which we didn't really talk about on the podcast.
what the
I don't remember that really.
Okay.
I can talk about it here in a second. Last of Us Part 2 leaks. Hate goes towards devs and actors, and then Ubisoft harassment and abuse issues within the company. Apparently, with the earlier on this, I totally spelled everything wrong just now.
Oh my god.
You want me to just go into me, and then you can talk about it when you talk?
Yeah, just go ahead. Go.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I mean, all these were bad, like biggest disappointments for sure. But I felt like the only thing we had looking forward to at the end of the year was freaking Cyberpunk 2077. And even though it got delayed, which was also bad because a lot of people got upset because they took that time out of or days off of work in order to play it, was bad. But then, yeah, it got this really bad release. There was a lot of bugs, a lot of issues. You couldn't play it on last gen consoles. It was a mess. And not only could you, I mean, even if you could play it on current gen consoles, well, first you had to have one, and that was an issue. So it's just like, holy shit, like the one thing that was just going to bring this year up at the end was
Was
a
it,
total
though?
disaster. I was gonna be happy.
I mean, dear God, this game was the trailer was released back in what 2012?
14,
12.
oh,
Yeah.
12. God
Was
damn
I
it.
20? Yeah, no, fuck off with that.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
that was just
I-
a cinematic trailer.
yeah.
I mean, it wasn't didn't even
Oh,
do
man.
much.
Still, that cinematic trailer was outstanding. It got people hyped, and then they changed
Oh, yeah.
fucking everything. Yes, I do agree with you what you're saying. I believe that's the biggest disappointment, and I feel like they have enough time for that game to be in the oven to cook and bake and do whatever you
I
want,
totally
make it
agree.
happy.
Totally
But
agree.
I agree with you. It is the most disappointing thing this year, and especially how bad it's doing. Terrible, just terrible. I remember
Yeah.
watching this trailer whenever they dropped the trailer to Arkham Asylum, and I was super pumped for both games, and I haven't heard anything from Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
And then, like years later, they're like, "Oh, we're finally dropping. Guess what? Keanu Reeves is in it." I was like, "What
Yeah.
the fuck? Where did that come from?"
I know. Yeah.
But yeah,
That was kind of
yeah, it was kind of like off the wall crazy. But yes, I do agree with you. This is especially how long it's been, and then it's still having issues. Yeah, fuck off. Yeah, that is most definitely the most disappointing thing ever.
2020 took everything from us.
Yeah. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So, real
Yeah.
quick, the Nintendo situation was earlier this year. There was people that were trying to host Super Smash Melee is like a really popular game. Even though Ultimate is out, Super Smash Bros. Melee is still really popular amongst the tournament scene,
Okay.
just because of how balanced it is and how like it just works really well for a lot of people. So they always host tournaments with it. But because of COVID, they were trying to find a way to still run tournaments without having to be in person. So there's a place called the Big House that hosted a competition remotely, but they had, because Melee can only be played legally in person on local hardware, they created a program called Slippy to host the tournament, which would run a ripped copy of Melee. Nintendo quickly gave them a cease and desist order to shut it down.
Oh, wow.
I
And
remember
defending their
this.
IP. And then also they canceled an official Splatoon 2 tournament
Yep.
after players in that community voiced support for the Big House. So basically they're just like, our IP is the thing that is all we care about. So let's, shut people down. So they kind of started a war on fans, and people were upset about it. And
Not surprised.
Yeah, not surprised. It's not Yeah.
Yeah.
Nintendo would do that shit in a heartbeat.
Yeah, they will.
Straight up.
I mean, they have a different mentality than us Americans, but even, I mean, we're just used to that as in being here in America in general. So,
What about you there, Honky? What do you got?
So mine's gonna go to the this is a tough one, but I actually want to give it to the Last of Us Part 2 leaks and stuff like that, because I feel like after having beat the game and played through everything, which I know I said it like 7,000 times, I'm sorry, but after having gone through it and powering through it,
The Last of Us Part 2.
I am kind of surprised in how much bad reaction this game got, and how like the voice actors got death threats, the creators got death threats, like all these people got hit so hard by this game before they knew what the game was actually about, because the leaks that came out didn't have context with the wider version of the game, and they only showed a small segment of the game and the part that people didn't want to see, which, spoiler, Joel dies super early in this game.
I didn't know that. Why
I know. I'm telling you right now. So very, very early, Joel dies, and it pissed people off. And the way that he died and the character they showed, the new character that they introduced, killed him, and all this stuff happened. And then a slew of other things that went down. They were like just sending like hate at people before they ever gave it a chance. So by the time the game came out, there was already a preconceived idea about why you shouldn't play this game or why this game is going to be trash. And I think that could have affected the game in some way, which having played it and gone through it, really liked the game, but don't think it's game of the year, but it's definitely better than people gave it credit for.
So people actually sent death threats.
Yeah.
Particularly to Laura Bailey, who played Abby.
Yeah.
And they were like
weird.
sending her real bad messages to her.
That's really weird. Just an actress.
Yeah, you people do realize this is an imaginary world that we're living in, right?
Yeah.
Do not do this. This is bad. This is bad. You're just a bad person. If you if you feel like this affects you in some way, it doesn't. Get over it. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
I will say this. It is on the internet. And if I had $1 for every time someone made a death threat against me, I'd be fucking rich right now. I mean,
damn, dude, seriously?
Okay, I'm over exaggerating a little bit, but I'd have some petty cash, you know?
Petty cash, like $5.
What I'm saying is like the internet is full of fucking trolls who are just gonna troll the fuck out of everybody. Like,
I just feel like if you feel like you
I mean, I agree with you.
do something like that, why? What are you getting at?
Because the internet, there's a bunch of shitty people there. Like, we can't get upset over everything people say on the internet, and that's become a trend lately.
There's absolutely no reason.
I totally agree.
Figure out your own life and move on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Completely.
If you think that Last of Us Part 2 is going to affect your, oh my God, you fucking killed out this character, I'm going to kill myself. Then do it.
Yeah.
Then fucking do it. I don't care.
Well, that's the thing that's so fascinating. It's like they're blaming her, and she was just giving a script to read lines. You know, like
Okay,
I mean, she
find the
obviously had a
writers,
part
then
on it,
email
but-
them. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's stupid. I hate the
Yeah,
world.
it was
I don't wanna live on
frustrating.
this
So
planet anymore.
that was my biggest disappointment of the year. Even though Cyberpunk also, but mine plays.
I
pretty
feel like
well, so-
Cyberpunk was going to be your number one.
Yeah, mine plays all right now that I've got it figured out. I mean, there's still some issues with it, but it's getting there. So, but the community spoke, and they unanimously said about 50% of them said Cyberpunk 2077. So they
All right.
they pick it up for me there. And then runner up is a 3-way tie between PlayStation 5 and the Xbox botched pre-order launches,
Oh,
The
that's
Last of Us Part
predictable.
2, and then also the Ubisoft harassment and abuse issues.